TV. Those of you residing in parts of the Caribbean, the BVI, USVI, Anguilla, St. Martin, good morning and thank you for joining me. And those of you on the US mainland, whether you are in Miami, Florida, New York, Texas, Atlanta, even in Canada and the UK, thank you so much for joining me in the program for today. It is exactly 11 o'clock and we're going to get into our conversation for today. Of course, for those of you who are interested in calling in to make a contribution, you may do so by calling 465-2555 or 718-577-2916. Again, the numbers are 465-2555 or 718-577-2916. And as I mentioned earlier, this program is also being carried live on ZIZ TV, ZIZ's YouTube channel, and Facebook page. Thank you for joining me. Now, I wanted to continue the conversation that we had on Monday, yesterday, about I wanted to continue the conversation that we had yesterday about crime, in St. Kitts and Nevis, and the different measures that have been implemented in response to criminal activity. And of course, how other countries in the region have been responding to the issue. So we know during the sitting of the National Assembly last week, they passed a number of legislations to improve the justice system and in response to the increase in criminal activity. And one such was the announcement of a gun amnesty, a 15-day gun amnesty, which runs from May 10th to 25th. That's May 10th to 25th, 2024, where people are being encouraged to voluntarily surrender their illegal firearms and or ammunition during that period. So that is May 10th to 25th, 2024. And this came on the heels of the passage of the Firearms Amendment Bill 2024, and it was announced by Prime Minister the Honorable Dr. Terence True, who also has ministerial responsibility for national security. And he said, and I quote, "To those who might be the partners, if you are knowingly allowing your significant other to keep illegal guns and ammunition, then now is the time to talk to them and take advantage of the gun amnesty to turn in their guns and ammunition," Prime Minister Drew said, while reminding the public that the penalties for being caught with illegal weapons have been significantly increased. The Firearms Amendment Bill increased the maximum sentence for the possession of illegal firearms up to 40 years, with a maximum fine of $500,000. And so that is the gun amnesty that is ongoing. You may bring in, or you may surrender your guns and ammunition to the nearest police station or to an attorney at law. Nearest police station or to an attorney at law. So it says that the gun amnesty allows for people to voluntarily surrender their illegal firearms and ammunition to the nearest police station during the May 10th to 25th, 2024 amnesty period. People with these illegal weapons can do so without fear of prosecution. And so the government is pleading with those of you who may have illegal guns and ammunition to turn them in. All of this is part of addressing the crime problem, and we know that there have been many people have been giving their suggestions as to what exactly can be done and what exactly should be done. as it relates to crime. And we've been saying we want to see more. We want to see our leaders do more in response to criminal activity. And this is one of the steps that they have taken to say, hey, we want to do more. And so we've put in place this 15-day gun amnesty. We have put in place more stringent measures, a number of things. All of this aimed at tackling the crime and violence issue. It is how the people respond, and it is how the people cooperate. And I know we would always say, you know, the police need to do more, and there's too much crime happening in the community. But that's the key word right there, community. And if you want to see criminal activity decreased in your area, you must play a role. The Prime Minister is saying in this regard, if you know of a partner or a significant other, a family or a friend, talk to them. A caller said yesterday, why don't we sit and have a conversation with them? So talk to them. You may be the better person to sit and have a conversation with them and say, look, it's not worth it. It is really not worth it. And so let us save the community from the grief. Let us save another family from grieving. Sit and talk to them. And let them know that the answer to your problem is not to pick up a gun. You may have some sort of difference with a friend or someone you know. The solution to that problem is not to pick up a gun. You may think so in the moment because you're angry, you're heated, and you want to retaliate, you want to get at them. But it is not the best option. It should not be an option at all. And we have to be able to find peaceful ways of conflict resolution. If we're going to pick up a gun or pick up a knife or immediately think about violence every time there is a disagreement or a misunderstanding or something, then we're just wreaking havoc on society. We're just wreaking havoc on the community. And what are we saying to today's generation? What are we saying to our children? What are we saying to their children to come? Violence is never the answer. It is never the answer. And we must begin to find peaceful ways of conflict resolution. Because if we decide that we're going to pick up guns and think about violence every time there is a disagreement or a misunderstanding, then what does that say about us? If we have family members and we know that they have illegal guns and or ammunition, and we are going to encourage them to, yes, do it, what does that say about us? And how can you on one hand cry out and say that there is crime happening in your area, but on the other hand you are encouraging your partner, you are encouraging your brother, you are encouraging your sister, you are encouraging some family member, some friend to participate in violence? Then you are a hypocrite. And that is exactly what it is. it clearly suggests that you do not want peace. You don't want for there to be calm. Because you're saying on one hand that there is too much crime, but on the other hand, you are aiding and abetting, you are supporting them, you are encouraging them to go out and do that. And that's sad. It is really, really sad. And I think it is high time you sit and you have that moment of reflection and say, boy, is this really worth it? Before you retaliate, before you respond for some sort of small misunderstanding or something that could possibly be worked out in a peaceful way, just sit and ask yourself the question, is it really worth it? I think it was the guy, Percival, or Officer Percival, who would say, there was this line he always used to recite. I stand to be corrected, but I think it was him. He says, stop and think before you proceed. Think about the after effect of all of it. Don't think about the no. Don't think about how good it may make you feel right now in the moment. But just stop. Think before you proceed. How is this going to impact me personally? Or how is this going to impact my family? How is this going to impact the people who I love? How is this going to impact the community where I am from? How is this going to impact society? How is this going to impact our country? You know, these are some of the questions that one should be asking themselves before they decide to resort to violence for some misunderstanding that they may have had or some sort of disagreement. That is, or those are the questions that you should be reciting. Because no amount of measures and all of these things, you know, could bring it to an all-time halt. There must be collaboration. There must be a level of understanding. There must come a point in your life when you tell yourself, I can't do this anymore. I can't do it anymore. I need to really stop. I need to stop being selfish and think about others and how it has impacted their lives negatively, for that matter. And so the onus is on you to sit down and have that reflection. The onus is on you. And ask yourself, is it really worth it? It's 13 minutes past the 11 o'clock hour, and you're listening to The Edge here on ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. I'm your host, Devonne Cornelius, and thank you so much for joining me in the program for today. If you're just tuning in, I'm speaking on the gun amnesty declared here in St. Kitts and Nevis. It is a 15-day gun amnesty, which began on the 10th of May, and it runs until the 25th. And people are being encouraged to voluntarily surrender their illegal firearms and or ammunition during this period without fear of prosecution. If you are caught with illegal illegal firearms, then you're going to have to pay the price. And so I'd want to go through quickly with you what the Firearms Amendment Bill says with regards to illegal firearms. So you can't say that you don't know. And so the Firearms Amendment Bill 2024, in a sense, increased penalties. It speaks to high-level firearm offenses, example, importation, possession of automatic weapons, and the maximum imprisonment has been increased from 15 years to 40 years. The fine raised to $500,000. Normal firearm offenses, example, importation, possession of non-automatic weapons, maximum imprisonment increased from 15 to 30 years. And the fine raised to $250,000. Now, the firearm amnesty provision is the minister, which is the National Security Minister, can establish the firearms amnesty period by order, subject to Parliament's resolution. The court proceedings, most non-automatic weapons or weapon offenses can proceed in magistrate's court, maximum sentence of 15 years, and a fine of $100,000. The Director of Public Prosecution's direction determines whether matters proceed in the magistrate's court, less serious offenses, that is, or the High Court for gang-related matters. Types of amended firearm offenses: import, export, and transshipment, manufacturing, sale, purchase, and repair, purchase, acquire, sell, transfer, possession, and using firearm or imitation for the purposes of committing another crime. It's 16 minutes past the 11 o'clock hour. Let's take this break. And when we come back, we will continue our conversation here on The Edge. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
The golden voice of the nation.
The future is unknown. Protect your life, your family, and your valuables from unforeseen circumstances. Let National Caribbean Insurance give you the peace of mind that you so deserve. At NCI, we offer a suite of affordable insurance plans that can be tailored to ease your financial burden. We aim to deliver exceptional products to satisfy all your insurance needs. Whether life, health, motor, or property insurance, NCI has the right solution for you. Our friendly and knowledgeable sales professionals are ready and able to assist you. Let National Caribbean Insurance Company Limited help you to prepare for the unexpected. We serve, we protect, we satisfy. That's NCI.
Get ready, St. Kitts and Nevis, for the first annual Jesus in the City Parade and Festival on Saturday, May 18th, 2024 at the Warner Park Stadium. Celebrate love for God and love for people throughout the city with festive floats, live gospel bands, choirs, costumes, banners, and paraders filling the streets of downtown Bastille with praise and worship. The opening festivities kick off at 11 a.m. with a parade leaving Warner Park Stadium at 12 noon, moving along city streets and returning to the stadium for a grand gospel concert celebration. Enjoy music featuring special international guest artists, local bands, food and festivities for the whole family. Come lift up the name of Jesus in the city on Saturday, May 18th, 2024. To register your church, enter a float, secure a vendor booth, or to become a sponsor, visit jesusinthecity.com or call 662-8911.
Jesus in the city, hands in the air.
Devonne the Promoter and SKN Carnival Sugar Mass 53 presents.
Listen.
St. Kitts and Nevis 2024 Carnival Comedy Show. Performing live. Major High. Also featuring Vegas and Morris. Location. Carnival Village. December 7th, 2024. A night full of laughter. Showtime 8 p.m. Early bird special ends September 1st. Tickets on sale now at Jad Cash and online at eventbrite.com. Contact Devonne the Promoter for more info. Email delvinf12@gmail.com.
Development Bank. Get ready to walk for a cause at the Development Bank Mental Health Walk Run. Join us on May 25th, 4:30 a.m. starting at the Frigate Bay Lawn and ending at Majors Bay. Packages are only $40 and $65. Proceeds from this event will be donated to students pursuing a degree in psychology or a related field, ensuring a brighter future for mental health professionals. Sprint to the finish line and win cash prizes. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Development Bank SKN for more information. Special thanks to our partners, the Mental Health Association, the National Counseling Center, 3C's Counseling Services, Nelson Spring Water, SL Hosford's Value Mat IGA, Flow, Coscab, St. Kitts Limited, Sugar City, 90.3 FM, Nail Files, D&D Services, Taiwanese Technical Mission, the Department of Environment, Nevis Solid Waste Management Authority, and the Solid Waste Management Corporation for their generous support. So, purchase your packages, mark your calendars, spread the word, and let's take a stride to heal inside.
Making a sustained positive difference in your life.
Hello, good morning, and welcome back to The Edge in ZIZ Radio 96.1 FM. I'm Devonne, Cornelius, and thank you so much for joining me on the program for today. It is 22 minutes past the 11 o'clock hour. We'll open the phone lines shortly, so you can call us at 465-2555 or 718-577-2916. If you are just tuning in, we are on the topic of the gun amnesty, which began on the 10th of May and is running until the 25th, where people are being encouraged to surrender their illegal firearms and or ammunition as part of the 15-day gun amnesty. And they're begging and pleading with you to bring in your guns. Bring in your guns. All of this is aimed at tackling the crime situation. All of this is aimed at tackling the crime situation. But as I said, I mean, one hand can't clap. There has to be collaboration. There has to be the support from the community for us to see any sort of positive results, anything of for that matter. There has to be collaboration. And I have said before, and I will say again, we can't on one hand say Yeah, we want to see crime decreased, and we're in support of the work of the police, but for minor matters, we're not. We don't want to be a part of it, and we are encouraging people to participate in illegal activity. It's like we know that this is what they are involved in, and perhaps you are fearful, so you don't want to report them. But have a conversation with them. You may be close with them, so sit down and have a conversation with them. They may be a family or somebody, and just sit down with them and talk with them and say, "Boy, they're saying, what did you?" Think about what you're doing. Think about what you're doing and how it is affecting the community. Stop being so selfish. Now, still on the topic of the justice system and crime and violence, the Parliament on Thursday last, that's the 9th of May, passed the Justice Interference Prevention Bill, a legislation aimed at strengthening the criminal justice system against interference in legal proceedings. The bill addressed critical issues of witness and juror intimidation. And that's real. That is real. And so people who are witnesses to criminal activity or jurors who sit on cases, they are threatened. Their lives are threatened. And that's the reality. And so what this is attempting to do is to seek to address that. Because you don't have a case if you don't have witnesses and if you don't have a jury. And these things form part of the justice system. So it says that the development of this bill was triggered by the unsettling trend in which key trials were undermined through both overt and covert intimidation tactics by criminal entities. The AG said, quote, "Witnesses and jurors play crucial roles in the criminal justice system, and protecting them from intimidation, bribery, or threats is essential for maintaining the integrity of legal proceedings." The Attorney General said that this comprehensive legislation establishes specific criminal offenses for the intimidation, harassment, harm, threatening, or bribery of individuals involved in legal proceedings, including their family members. The bill covers a broad spectrum of justice participants, from witnesses, jurors, and magistrates to judges and legal officers, ensuring extensive protections across the board. Wilkin highlighted the numerous benefits of having strong laws to safeguard witnesses, jurors, and other individuals. These include ensuring justice and fairness, preserving witness testimony, promoting public safety, maintaining confidence in the legal system, deterring intimidation and tampering, supporting investigations, facilitating effective trials, and ensuring legal remedies against intimidation and ethical considerations. I'll stick a pin there and I'll open the phone lines and begin taking your calls at 465-2555 or 718-577-2916. You can call to make your contribution and ask a question or make a comment towards the conversation for today. We'll take our first call. Hello, caller. Good morning. You're on the air.
Yeah, good morning, man. How you doing today, man?
I am doing well. And you?
Yeah, pretty good, pretty good.
Right.
Yeah, I wanted to ask a quick question. At the end of the amnesty period, right, is the government going to release numbers and how much ammunition and how much guns or whatever they picked up?
I would assume so, yes.
Could you repeat that again?
Yes, I said I would assume so. After they collect the guns, they'll say how many illegal firearms they've collected.
Okay, let me play devil's advocate here for a minute, right? If they pick up minimal or down to nothing, right? We know what kind of outlook, what kind of outlook are they going to have, and the situation, like
I don't
suppose
understand.
people doesn't turn in. Suppose the figure is very low. How are we going to look at this, man?
I'm sorry, I'm not understanding the question. What are you asking? Sorry.
The question is if they pick up a minimal amount of guns and stuff, we look at it as it's being unsuccessful, then where do we go from here? You know what I'm saying? That's my question for the morning.
Oh. Well, I think you just answered it. You're saying if they don't pick up any guns, then it's unsuccessful. In terms of where we go, then we have the Firearms Amendment Bill. And so if you've been asked to turn in your guns, and you don't, and you're caught with a gun, then the law states the amendments that they've made, 40 years in prison, or $500,000 fine, and that's what the amendment to the Firearms Bill says. It's 11:30 and we're taking more calls. Let's take this one. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Devonne.
Yes, how are you doing?
I'm good.
All right.
Now, we've been talking, I, for one, is against crime. And me and others, so the Carl Brown name, I can't remember, and other people, we've been talking about this gun thing. But right now, let me tell you, the horse were pulling the cart all them years with this crime thing. And the horse cannot reach the destination yet. And right now, the horse is behind the cart pulling the horse. Because if they don't attack or approach the makers and the distributors of guns, what thing happen? Gun reach still, they need to do like Mexico, approach the makers and the distributors, start there first.
You want the government in Sinkers to approach them?
Yes, all government, because guns are in every country on this earth here, guns.
Yeah, but the government in Sinkers would not have legal jurisdiction to approach
Why not?
makers of guns.
Why not? How Mexico get that?
Here what I said? I said the government in Sinkers and Nevis, right, or any Caribbean country for that matter, would not have jurisdiction. So we can't go to Mexico and say stop make guns.
Why? That's the question to you. Why?
Why?
Yeah.
Because you're the government of Sinkers and Nevis.
But we don't make guns here anyway.
So Mexico can't come here and tell us we'll stop grow mango trees. If you see what I mean. So we could put measures in place. I understand what you're saying, don't get me wrong. But I'm telling you that we can't go to Mexico or we can't go to wherever they're making guns and tell them, look, we want you to stop making guns.
Well, I could tell you something.
It can't happen.
I could tell you something.
Mm-hmm.
This penalty thing what I got here, we have been talking about heavy penalties.
Mm-hmm.
But where someone who has a gun can carry it in and walk away and no question going to be asked of them. That's number one, because question must be asked, because remember there are a lot of cases out there where people get shot down with gun, some dead and some paralyzed, and they catch the culprit yet.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, if I carry in a gun, they say, well, boy, no, let me check this gun, because this gun look like you've been out there for a while using. They're going to do some kind of checking, and when they find out that gun there shot this person and that person, they're coming back for me. So that's a ticklish one. A lot of people ain't going to carry the thing. They ain't going to carry them in. And the best thing for everybody to do, throw your gun in the sea and done with it. Just throw it in there. Not let nobody see where you throw it. Mash it up and throw it in the sea.
Mm-hmm.
But this gun thing, keep saying it, Cigarette people who buy cigarettes, The box have on a warning. The doctor surgeon warned cigarette smoking is cancerous, dangerous, and they still buy it and smoke it. And then when they get cancer, they're able to sue the company who make it.
Culture.
Yeah.
Let's back it up a little bit. The meaning of the word amnesty is that if you turn in your gun, there's no questions asked. Whether you got, listen to me, man. Whether you got numbers on it or not, it's not. They won't say that. They might not check about the numbers, but they can't come back to you and pin anything on you. That's the meaning of the amnesty.
Okay, you back up now. Let me say more now. You know, they just say something, say something.
I'm only dealing with facts.
And you know how many persons see something and say something, and they say it's confidential. Confidential? Confidential. Bust the bag. Have a good day.
All right, Colin. Thank you. Thank you so much.
As usual, propaganda.
You were saying,
we can't allow culture to come and spread them kind of propaganda. If the amnesty says there's no questions asked, that's what it is. You know, he says they've been asking for these numbers all the time. Now he get the numbers, he moved the goalpost now to the makers. I mean, embrace the numbers. You've been asking, as you say, for the numbers of penalty to rise. Now you get it, you move it now to something else and say, that ain't gonna work. Culture, make up your mind what you really want. You know,
but it's like a conversation I was having the other day. People have been asking for the fines to increase, the maximum sentence imprisonment to increase. They have been increased. 40 years is a lot of years, you know. $500,000. And so it begs the question, what more could you do? Or what more could be done in response to this situation of dealing with illegal guns?
And the reality is that some people will not turn in, but that's up to them.
Yeah.
They want to bear the penalties, they bear the penalty.
But at least they've been given the opportunity.
They have given the opportunity, and I must say I saw a vehicle this morning going around with the loudspeaker announcing to folks that this is the amnesty time. This is the way to go. Instead of culture trying to move the goalpost, he should be here shouting it from the rooftop, guys, turn in your guns. It's an opportunity to come clean of what you're dealing with or make a change around. There are going to be all kind of different perspectives as to say, well, a man ain't going to turn in his gun because I forget the next man ain't going to turn in his one. Well, that's up to you. That's the choice you want to make.
Yeah. You just deal with the consequences.
You have a period. A lot of Caribbean islands have tried that, and some of it works. America and all does that, right? And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But you'll never stop somebody from doing what they want to do. They just got to deal with the penalty when it comes.
But, Ronnie, the important thing is that you give them the opportunity to make a difference.
I didn't hear that one.
I said the important thing is you gave them an opportunity to make a
There
difference.
There you go. And I think people should embrace it. If you know people, you know anybody, give them a little pep talk. Say, yo, this is time to done with the nonsense. You know, it's not
but
making
it's like
any
the point
headway
I
for
made
anybody.
earlier. You must know somebody, a family, a friend, your spouse, whatever. Sit down and have a conversation with them, face to face, and say, look, ain't what it. Turn in your gun.
There you go.
It's not worth it. Because then, you know, if you don't do that and you're caught with it, there's a chance that you may spend 40 years in prison. And it's simple as that.
There you go.
But I keep saying, if we really want to see change in our community, we have to be a part of the change. And there are a lot of people out there who are more criminals than the actual criminals, and they're supporting them. They are encouraging them. And in the same breath, they're still saying, oh, the police ain't doing nothing. The crime high. But what are you doing to assist? Of course, I'm not here to lambaste people, but I'm saying it like it is. I'm saying it like it is.
Yep, that is a fact.
If you know somebody who involved, I'm pretty sure you could sit down and have a conversation with them. Level-headed conversation. Don't go to them with no anger. No, just sit down and have a conversation with them and say, look, buy this thing and what it. Put on the gun. Just put it down. But I don't know. As you said, rightly said, if somebody make up their mind they ain't gonna do it, they ain't gonna do it. But the important thing is
you bear the consequences
they have
at the end of the day.
We have more callers on the line. Let's take this call. Okay, we lost that one. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Good morning. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, you're on the air. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes.
Now, what culture is saying, we're listening. What is the incentive? 40 years? A man got a gun, actually, the very same reason that anyone has a weapon, legal or illegal. Anybody with a gun got it for one purpose, to kill somebody. Is the only thing you could do. So if we say all guns are dangerous. It's a violent tool. It's not a hammer or pliers. So anybody, all the gun them, make to kill. Now, the same reason those people have a gun is the reason these is the reason those them and they have guns. To give up the gun that I have to protect my life because of I am afraid of going to prison for 40 years. It's 40 years against my life, you know. That's how it is. But listen to me.
So let me say this. It's so like you're encouraging people to hold on to their guns.
Just let me say this. Let me say this. We had a peace that was this present administration disturbed the peace. Timothy Harris and they put together with the people, like we say, all bodies from society. It was the people involved in who was mostly affected by the gun violence that called a truce and brought about a peace that we never enjoyed. The government decided it was wrong because the money was going in the wrong hands. We must redistribute the money. Then come, hello?
I'm listening to you, caller.
Okay, then come up with a level up or elevate program. The difference with it is this. Even the people that the government paying today, the government are paying people who is assumed to rat or snitch. Whereas prior to that in the program, the income support is what was helping. So, okay, let me bring it to this. You give one man some money. How can that share for everybody? The programs like the car rentals, the farms, animal farm, mechanic shops, the programs, the people that were involved in these programs wasn't one man eating bread. It was the whole crew that was being fed because everybody now became a part of something. The government thought that the former administration was paying for peace, and that is when is where and why the program was destroyed by this administration. They need to go revisit the program. Everybody was involved. Calling for our society thing don't happen. It's got them mash up, you know, because they decided the money wasn't enough. Now let me finish. If the Attorney General say that those who have, if they do not get more, talking about the administrators, they will be corrupt, which means crime, thief, or however. Then what say the people who have nothing, and you take the little that was given them, they ain't got none, they were a little bit, and then to say, reach up, level up, whatever the word is you use, it is absolutely ridiculous. Have a good day.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your contribution. You said something that, it's so like he's supporting, he telling them man was done turning their guns. That's, I don't know why. The phone lines remain open. It's 11:43 and we're taking your calls at 465-2555 or 718-577-2916. These are the kind of things I don't understand. There's a gun amnesty going on, and you're suggesting to to people not to turn in their guns? And then on the other hand, you're gonna come and say crime high?
His motive wasn't about getting rid of the guns. His motive was about getting money. That is where he was heading, and that's where he ended up. So in other words, he's saying that the other system was better, where you keep your gun and we pay you not to use it. That was his logic just now. You keep your gun and we pay you not to use it. That's it in a nutshell.
And that makes sense?
Well, to him it made sense because all he saw was dollars and cents.
Wow.
He didn't see the destruction.
Wow. That's wild.
Okay.
That's his position on it?
That was his position, direct.
Yeah, it's wild.
He beat around the bush, but he came exactly to where he was heading. The amnesty make no sense. It was better when you pay them to hold the gun and don't use it.
And that's sustainable?
Yeah, for him. Because he said everybody got a gun, which are legal or non-legal. So he was putting the non-legal with legal, and everything was the one across the board. But the non-legal were getting paid not to use the gun. And the legal was paying the taxes to use the one. A lot of crazy people out there.
Let's take some more calls. Let's say this one. Hello, caller, you're on the air. Good morning. Hello. Okay, we lost that one. Let's see this. Hello, caller, you're on the air. Good morning.
Good morning. You all misunderstand. The amnesty is not a motive. Do you all understand? Are we so really naive? The only truth is reality. You all are talking about actually money, yeah. Poverty. Why you think you see police run up and on the rich community in money? You see the people them robbing and so is real going jail for small petty crime, thieving for bread. What are we doing? What is the program? What are you going to do to address the man fear of being shot? By him giving in his gun, I don't think, okay, somebody mentioned the USA happened. People get incentive for giving in the gun here. You give a man something, maybe if the government say $1,000 a gun, they get a load. What? Because you have to give to get. You're trying to use fear. The amnesty thing is fear. Is the man more afraid of 40 years in jail than losing his life? Y'all wake up. Are you a real?
I'm speechless.
Money is the motive.
I'm speechless. Let's take this call. Hello, caller, you're on the air.
Hello, Devonne.
Yes, morning. Good morning.
I'm extreme.
Yes, man. What's up, buddy?
Well, I hear in the court of conscience. But look, hear me, you know. Those happy fellows who went and sing the gun law. We poor people on the road telling them not to just do things like that when you're poor, you know. And the better we work it and come in the town hall session and let me deal with this thing. Why heard this morning, I was in the mountain taking the walk. It's very good. With the public address system moving through from whatever choice song. You see them people like how it's not clear, you know. And they imported the criminals, them, you know, it's going to hard to say and get bad name. Why that thing went to them night? Why? This is what we want to know. Now, Devonne, the 20th January in the Parliament, he laid it out. Why is that 11 constituency? What happened to the town meeting? What poor people into bad voice in this? No. They only going up a polling station award for them. They better get that act in order, you know. It's desert it so, you know. The desert it so. They don't want to hear these things live, so they run in. Well, let me tell you something in the extreme. when the brother was saying he's right, he is right. Why you destroy the committee that was put there? Comprising that gunman, pastor, and boy, have a good day here, Devonne. When I see you, we will talk here.
All right, caller, you too. Let's take this other call. Hello, caller, you're on the air. Good morning. Hello. Hello, caller, you're on the air. Good morning.
Morning. Don't laugh out your face. I'm watching you. I used to get money, and I ain't getting none, so I want money for me gun. Laugh, let me see you.
Let's take this call. Hello, caller, you're on the air.
Good morning, Devonne.
Good morning, good morning.
My first, I want to say, thank God for the Federation of St. Kitts Nevis. Devonne, this gun problem, I believe it could be solved, you know. And it could be solved by popular ordinary man who on the road. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Like, they don't make me not them. They start out to me politics. I got something to put to me. And I will have to meet with these young men in a forum and really ask them the problem about gun. What you really want gun for? We ain't have nothing going on here to say that you're fighting somebody who are planting your crop and somebody go destroy your crop, so you want to go and defend your crop or defend your animals, them or whatsoever. You want a gun to shoot down your own friend, your own brother man? All these things I will ask them. You understand? And I hope to ask them all these questions. Because where a young man go want a gun to walk on, they want to look at some star like the ranger and some bad man. We don't want a gun for, we don't buy a gun to walk on to shoot a friend, to shoot a cousin, to shoot somebody you close associate to him, because of some good or some emptiness. Man, this thing, you know, when you go to the real people, them, a man like O'Clock, they done gone. A man like O'Clock, nobody never engaged him yet, but O'Clock, a man like O'Clock, who was for football and always interact with the young people. O'Clock was a good man to go and speak to these young men when he was around any time. But everybody forget, they all forget the lesser man. The man who just, they feel like don't know, I got no ideas towards these things. And look at these young men that engage with me. I don't know if they got going on what. But look at a young man, they come, they say politics, and they put things to me, I listen to them. Sometimes they tell me they want animals to buy or some things. And we talk, we engage with one another. And I believe that if we can't to jam down, if we go out more in the community and engage the community, and I say that all the time, engage the community, engage with the parents, them, engage with the so-called friend, the nephew, the uncle, the auntie, grandma, whatever. What the problem with these young men got? To fighting and killing one another. Okay, then, Devonne, somebody get chance. Roxwell, good morning.
All right.
Morning.
Thank you so much for your contribution. I see you have another caller. Okay. As you were saying that, right? People can still do that, you know. People can still go out and talk to the young men in the community and be like a role model to them. You don't have to wait on the police or anybody to come and tell you to speak to the younger people in your community. If you see that there is a need for it, then go right ahead and do it. Take the initiative and speak to people in your community. At the end of the day, it is for the betterment of where you live, your community, your country. So you don't, I hear what you're saying, Carla, you know, but you don't have to wait on anybody to come and tell you to sit down and have a conversation with the young men in your community or young women in your community to stay away from the life of crime and violence. I keep saying you could, if it was as easy as to sit down and talk to them, then we would not be having this conversation right now. But it's not as easy as some make it out to be. To say, well, do this and the crime can stop, or do this and the illegal guns will stop stop flowing the streets or flooding the streets. It's not that easy, and there is no set there is no one initiative that you could implement to stop crime. There's a number of things based off of the area and the factors. It's 11:54. We have any more callers on the line?
Hello, good morning.
Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
How are you, sir?
I am well, and you?
Oh, I'm good.
All right.
This gun issue, right? This gun problem. It is a national problem. It is all of us problem. And I want us to keep in mind that we have a spiritual side and a physical side, and the problem is a spiritual one, where men will do whatever they want to do in spite of the penalties. Now, if you go on the spiritual side, you would understand that God, He made laws towards mankind. And if you see that those laws is there until when God said enough is enough, and those who find themselves outside of those laws, then He said He will punish them. Now, the government has made a bold step, and this step should have been taken a long time ago. It is overdue. And you're going to cut some, but you're not going to cut all, because man is limited in terms of knowing everything are to be here and there and everywhere at the same time.
Right.
But the issue is every citizen should take this opportunity, because you as an individual citizen, you don't know when you're going to get caught. And when you get caught, then you will definitely have to pay the price. So, I mean, it is, to me, it is a good thing that the government did, and all of us should embrace it. And we have an opportunity to, whoever have weapons, turn them in, because you don't know when you're going to get caught. Kitishan, you don't know when you're going to get caught. So turn in your guns. Now you have the opportunity. So I want to thank the government for making that bold step. It should have been done a long time ago. Thank you, sir.
Caller, thank you so much for your contribution to the program. We're out of time, and so we're going to have to bring this program to a close. But to add to what the caller said, apart from getting caught, some people may not understand because it has not hit home for them in terms of this gun problem. And so you may be insensitive to it because, I mean, as far as you tell yourself, well, it ain't got nothing to do with me, so I ain't care. And sadly, there are people who think like that, and that is their right to think like that, but they do. It's 11:56, and you've been listening to The Edge here in ZIZ Radio, 96.1 FM. I'm your host, Devonne Cornelius, and until next time, take care. Don't drink and drive. Don't text and drive. Continue to enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. Joining me in the program tomorrow is Dr. Marcus Nata, the Cabinet Secretary, and he is also the chair of the Financial Education. There's a task force for the Financial Education Savings Program, and he will be coming on to provide an update on the work the committee and the task force has been doing thus far. Y'all take care and stay tuned for the midday newscast.
Join us on ZIZ TV for Youth Lounge with Skenator, a talk show on vital topics such as tourism, entrepreneurship, education,